People keep talking about what's going to happen after Big Payday. What do you think? I don't know what will happen, but let me explain to you. I don't know what will happen with price, but I can tell you what happens with the system. Right now, the system mints about 1 billion hex every day. That stops on November 19th. If high inflation is bad, the inflation is going down to lower than Bitcoin ever was before it hit 20K. Right now, the big payday is about 185, 186 billion hex. And the total supply is like 360 billion. And I think the total supply will be about 500 billion on Big Payday, which means that the staker class is going to get all of those hex on the Big Payday if they have a stake open on November 19th. And the longer you lock and the more hex you lock up, the more shares you get, and that is divided by shares, just like all the other interest from inflation and early end stake penalty, late end stake penalty. So if you have a lot of shares, whatever percentage you have of shares of the total shares is the percent you're going to get of the Big Payday. So if more people lock, then everyone's individual payouts are lower, but then there should be less market supply, right? Because they're locked. And then if less people lock, then your share of Big Payday goes up per share because, you know, it's divided by the total. So I did a test, like I just went to go.hex.com today, looked up how much $200 worth of hex was, and it's like 75,000 hex, and then put that in the go.hex.com stake tab. And then it said, you know, how long do you want to stake it for? Put 365. And then I looked at the calculator on the bottom right that calculates your Big Payday payout and annualized payout, because it's only 3 months away. And I think the annualized payout was 808% on a 1 year stake for 75,000 hex. Now look, that number could go up if people close their stakes, and it could go down if a lot of people open stakes. So you don't know. And your data that you'll get will be probably better closer to the day. So it's basically the last large distribution of hex ever, because it's like, imagine you were going to give away 21 million Bitcoin, but instead of taking 10 years to do it, you just did it in 1 year. You're like, okay, we're doing the 21 billion Bitcoin thing now, right now, at the end of the year. So if you want in, you can mint your own free claiming as a Bitcoin holder, or you can mint by using adoption amplifier, or you can refer people. But like after this 353 days is over, that's it. There's no more adoption amplifier. There's no more referral program. There's no more inflating. The only inflation comes from a 3.69% or lower inflation that's paid to the staker class. And that's it. And it's only paid at the end of their stake, so it's delayed. And because it's delayed, it reduces the speed at which the inflation grows. Because inflation grows based on previous inflation, right? It's calculus. It's compounding interest is an exponential. So because this inflation is only paid at end stake, it delays that exponentiality. So that 3.69% max will be less, in effect, be less than 3.69, because it's not paid every day. It's only paid at end stake, so it ratchets. Now, you know, what would be the value of getting all of the, like, whoever gets that payout is going to have a very large portion of the supply. That's basically it. So if you want a large portion of supply of a cryptocurrency, November 19th is a day when at least 186 billion of I estimate about 500 billion before big payday. So it'd be like 500 before and maybe like 690, 700 after. It's a big chunk, man. It's a big chunk. And if you think about, you know, because fewer people are staking than 100%, that amplifies those gains to the people that are staking. Because you're forcing all of that, you know, massive supply into less people, right?